What's up, guys? Happy Thursday. I hope you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving, your November. I know I've taken a 2-week hiatus again this month after promising to come back, but I swear to you, it's because November has been such a freaking whirlwind. Just to catch you up with things going on at TeamBDN. Not only was I traveling so much for business seminars and just kind of getting some fun in there, because this year has been absolutely crazy. If you don't take time to vacation and have some fun, we need to chat. We need to unpack that because we do need time to rest. But November was a ton of traveling. I got to go to some awesome places, Scottsdale, Joshua Tree, Mexico for a wedding. It was actually a client wedding, so super awesome. And then we also had our Fit in 6 launch, so our 6-week fat loss and accountability challenge. It literally just started this past Monday, so that launched and we got everyone set up for that. Master Your Metabolism, which is our signature 12-week metabolic restoration program, is coming to an end this week. So we've been wrapping that up. Black Friday specials were awesome. If you did not get to celebrate in the Black Friday specials, we were literally giving away so much free coaching with purchases of certain packages. So I'm very just honored to be able to offer that to people. And I know money is tight, holidays are coming, it's been a hard year. So whatever we can do to help and get the message out there and more balance out there, I am totally down for. So we had all of that going on. Then I had my birthday. So I am 34 now. Yay. One step closer to 35. I consider myself mid-30s now. It's cool though, because I'll be honest, even though I've woken up with like that's a weird pain there, or my skin is doing some weird hormonal things, I've honestly just never felt more like myself than I do right now, stronger than I've ever felt, physically more fit than I've ever felt. So it's been really awesome. I don't mind aging at all because obviously it's better than the alternative, right? Like what? Like when people say that, I'm like, what would you rather me do? Okay. So Botox is becoming a thing closer and closer into the future that I'm trying to, if you're listening to this, I'm wearing a hat, so you can't really tell, but I also have a video component to this podcast and I'm like sitting here scrunching my forehead because my 11s need it from all those years in pharmacy when I would just look at patients like, what did you just ask me? Is that real life? Or when the doctors used to say stuff, oh my God. Anyway, that's for another time. Oh, November was also 2 years full-time as a full-time entrepreneur. I left pharmacy 2 years ago, which again is just insanity to me that time is going by so freaking quick, man. So quick. And so with the holidays coming up, with fat loss and the accountability challenge just launching, with Master Your Metabolism, wrapping up, we've had a lot of conversations about fat loss with clients coming on, with followers, etc. And this has been a constant thing. And I was honestly surprised I've never made a podcast about it before, but we really, 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 really tend to overcomplicate fat loss and weight loss. And I'm going to use those terms interchangeably throughout this podcast, but in reality, they are different. For example, weight loss, the difference between weight loss and fat loss is when you're losing weight from anywhere. It doesn't matter. The scale is just going down. You're losing weight possibly from losing fat, losing water and retention, losing muscle mass, especially if you're in a major calorie deficit, and sometimes even bone density, which we don't want. We don't want that. Fat loss, on the other hand, is strictly losing body fat. So focusing on strictly losing body fat, focusing on body recomposition. We don't want to lose that muscle mass. We want to maintain that muscle mass. Water retention here and there, yeah, that can happen. We definitely don't want to lose bone density. But when we're focused on weight loss versus fat loss, the scale may not move as much in fat loss, but your body is completely changed. And that's ultimately the goal for most people. But we focus on that scale so much. So I'm going to kind of use the terms interchangeably, but just know that we overcomplicate both processes. Okay. And the way that we overcomplicate these processes is because we think that they need to be extreme, or we think that we need to like buy all these crazy supplements, or we think that we need to be very, 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 very strict and cut out all of our favorite foods forever. And that has so many problems. For one, I've done an episode on why we need to ditch diets and why we need to ditch fad diets. But for one, it's not sustainable if we're in extreme measures. We're not going to keep up those practices if they're super extreme. Also, do you plan on buying this supplement forever? No. So why are we doing it? Why are we doing it? Most people say like, oh, it's not a big deal. I'm just going to, let me turn my phone on do not disturb here, y'all, because it is on do not disturb. Why are people texting me that? Sorry, ADD brain, I can't have anything shiny in front of me. So, you're not going to take that supplement forever. And most people think like, well, I'll just do it for a little while and then try and maintain those results that I got while doing something extreme or unsustainable. And that's where the first problem lies. There's not really a good way to maintain results that took drastic measures to get. The only way to maintain those is to continue doing the drastic measures, which ain't going to happen. It's not. I know you're listening to this and you're like, oh shit, you're kind of right. Like, damn, even the people who do keto, like, listen, keto has helped a lot of people. Keto is for epileptic patients and epileptic children and can be helpful for those with diabetes and insulin resistance, but for a short time, not forever, not forever. And the problem is I get people who are like, oh, I'm doing keto, but then I like lost 30 pounds, but then I gained it all back. And I was like, yeah, why do you think that happened? And they're like, well, I just couldn't stick with it. I'm like, exactly. Can you cut out carbohydrates forever? No. Cool. Then let's not try and even cut them out for a little bit because it's going to be unsustainable and we're not going to be able to keep up that practice. So let's go from supplements to extreme diets to cutting out food groups to drastically reducing calories to like 1,000 to 1,200 a day, opting into MLM programs like Arbonne and Plexus and what are all the other ones? Optevia is not actually it is an MLM because the people make money off of the fuelings that you buy. I freaking hate Optevia, guys. I don't know. I might do like a fad diet like series and just go over some of the fad diets in this podcast too this year, but freaking hate Optevia. It's really expensive too. And trust me, coaching is expensive. But when we get pushback on coaching, but then you'll go spend over $400 on these nasty ass products from Optevia that are not realistic and unsustainable, I just like I'm at a loss at that point. Like, here, we can teach you how to have sustainable results and have a great lifestyle, or you can just eat this shitty ass protein bar. I'm going to choose the protein bar. No, this is why we're overcomplicating fat loss and weight loss. So if you're unfamiliar with Optevia, by the way, it is a 5-in-1 program, which means during the day you eat 5 of their fuelings and 1 lean and green meal. So basically no carbs unless it's in the protein bars. Everything comes out to about 1,000 calories a day. And they definitely tell you in their programming, do not work out while doing this because you're not eating enough. If any diet or program tells you not to work out while doing it, that should be red flag number 1. Number 2 is all of their fuelings are made with some type of soy-based protein, lots of dairy. So if you have any food sensitivities, allergies, soy is highly inflammatory, especially if it is GMO. A lot of it's GMO. It's very inflammatory for a lot of people. So basically surrounding your entire diet with these items is crap. You also can't eat out normally like a normal human being. There's not a lot of alcohol or playtime food in there. Like even with Weight Watchers, you can kind of include points, like higher point items or have some flexibility. There is none with Optevia. You eat their shit and you don't work out and you lose weight, but then how do you keep it off? And they have this thing where like, then we transition and then you do 3 and 3 and then you do whatever. No, it's not good. You know how many clients we have come from Optevia and then we have to restore their metabolism successfully? We do it and we get them up to a good spot, but it's just sad. So instead of choosing to do that type of program, I'm going to give you guys the simple solutions to weight loss and fat loss that you really just need to focus on instead of turning it into this extreme sport. It's not an extreme sport. It ain't. And it's funny, I'm going to bring this up because it just broke the news. But for example, like has anyone heard of Liver King who listens to this podcast? If you don't know Liver King, he is this gentleman who is always shirtless and looks like he has airbrushed on abs. He has a giant beard and long hair, refers to himself in the third person, and eats raw testicles and organ meat all the time, and is always preaching that nature, you need to eat natural things. Organ meat is great for you. When you eat bull testicles, it helps the health of your testicles. Like he's convinced that if you eat the organ of one animal, it helps that organ in your body, which is not true. While organ meat is very nutritious and there is a lot of beneficial ingredients to it, he swears that his body is from these products and the way he eats and that he is just like above and beyond. Well, some emails got leaked recently, shocking, that he actually spends $12,000 a month on pharmaceutical grade HGH, which is human growth hormone. So I can't believe, like, oh, listen, as a pharmacist, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of HGH. Is he have cancer? Like tumors must be growing like crazy in this man. And granted, he's still got to work hard. You still have to lift really heavy and everything to put on that muscle, but he's not natural. And what he preaches is you just have to do this to look like him, but he forgot the part where he's taking a shit ton of steroids and HGH and all that stuff to look like himself. So again, another fitness influencer person making millions of dollars in the industry off of lying to the general population. And that is where we also overcomplicate fat loss and weight loss. We don't need to eat bull testicles to look strong and powerful and be this alpha masculine man. We don't need to talk about ourselves in the third person. And we don't need to lie to people. We just need to really pay attention to some easy shit that we neglect all the time. And I remember this so much when I was doing my fitness competitions, and I'd get, oh my God, you look great. What's your secret? Or, oh my God, what are you taking? What fat burner are you on? And I'm like, nothing. I'm literally in a calorie deficit, working out 6 times a week and doing cardio, and that's it. And they're like, well, that's not fun. And I'm like, no shit, but that's what I'm doing. It's not a secret. It wasn't some miracle thing. And I feel like everyone wants this miracle thing. And it's not going to happen. That's not the way that it works. It's really simple shit. And we overcomplicate fat loss. We overcomplicate everything, but this episode is about overcomplicating fat loss and weight loss. So here are the things that you need to do and master in order to lose body fat and keep it off and sustain this. Okay. So number one, eat in a calorie deficit. Make sure you are eating less than what, or burning more than what you are consuming. So calories in versus calories out. Now I'm going to put a big caveat here because this is what we specialize in. If you are already in a calorie deficit and you're listening and you're like, okay, check, I've already been doing this for a year, I'm still having problems. You need to have a healthy metabolism. You need to take a break from a diet also. You need to be metabolically healthy in order to also lose body fat and lose weight. If you've been in a calorie deficit for a very long time, it's not going to work. Your metabolism's already adapted. We need to take a break from that diet and readapt to a higher calorie set point, go to maintenance for a while. This is going to be a 6-month process. We do this all the time. I will do a episode on reverse dieting as well. There is a episode I've recorded on why you need to care about your metabolism. You can listen to that too, but you need to be metabolically healthy and then eat in a calorie deficit. The reason why a lot of these fad diets work is because they are a fancy calorie deficit. Keto is a calorie deficit. You're eliminating an entire macronutrient. Intermittent fasting is a calorie deficit. You are shortening the window in which you eat. South Beach diet, what else? Atkins diet. You're literally cutting out macronutrients in these diets. Detox teas and whatever. Like, listen, if you want to shit all day, go for it. But it doesn't sound like a fun time to me. I'd rather just eat the carbs and be balanced and lose the weight that way. That's just me though. That's just me. Or if you want to take like a really stimulating, anxious fat burner and just be psycho nervous, neurotic all day and sweat all day, that's also on you. I'd rather not do that either or have a heart attack. No, thank you. No, thank you. So calorie deficit, number one, you need to eat in a calorie deficit. If you have no idea what your calorie maintenance level should be, you can use an online calculator. You can go through a coach. The calculators are not going to be as exact as a coach's, especially if you've been in a deficit for a really long time, because your new set point is lower than what the calculator will put it at. Fun facts, y'all, right? So number one, calorie deficit. That's the miracle, what we need to master. Number two, move more than you're not moving. As Americans, we are extremely sedentary, super sedentary. We do not move at all. Barely anyone gets 2,000 steps a day. So get out there and be more active. Go for walks. 10,000 steps a day is a great place to aim. It will also make you more metabolically healthy to walk and move. And then work out. We need to work out. We need to build lean muscle mass. Lean muscle mass is so important for longevity. A lot of health issues are being due to being like under muscled, not even being obese, just not having a lot of muscle. Muscle will also help with insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity. So build muscle mass, move more than you don't move, and calorie deficit. Those are the top three, okay? Number 4, please balance out your stressors. And this is important. This is super important because if you are under eating and you are overtraining, those are extreme stressors on your body. Let's even forget about work stress, kids, deadlines, relationship stress, keeping up the house, holidays are coming, whatever. All of that is also a stressor on the body, right? So if the stress is too high in your life and we're trying to diet at the wrong time, or we're overtraining and we're not giving our body proper rest and recovery, our cortisol is going to be through the roof, which is not going to allow us to lose weight. Our body does not feel safe. It's going to instead store body fat because it does not feel safe. We need to get those stressors down, which for a lot of people means getting out of a diet if you've been in one forever, backing off training to 4 days a week instead of 6, okay? Stopping HIIT exercise. Oh Lord, I've done a podcast episode on that. HIIT is not for everyone. Go check that one out too. So stopping the HIIT BS too. Managing life stress, so breath work, yoga, meditation, walking out in nature, sunshine, grounding, so like walking outside barefoot and putting your feet in the grass. I mean, it might be snow for some people, so I don't know how good that will feel, but just like getting outside is also great. Listening to music, doing a hobby or a craft with your hands so you can zone out and just like focus on that, reading a book, getting off of your phone, all of those things are amazing ways to reduce stress. Therapy, I love therapy. My therapist, God bless her. I love her. I don't know if she listens to these, but if you do, you're the shit. So all of these things need to be balanced as well. So balancing stress and keeping an eye on stress. And then last but not least, number 5, maybe there's more. Hold on, because I did a little content piece on this. So I'm going to look on my phone really quick. I'm cheating. Number 5 is sleep. Sleep is so underrated, guys. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't need sleep. I'll sleep when I'm dead, blah, blah, blah. Nobody thinks that sounds cool. That's not cool. Nor is it cool to say, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. It's not cool. You sound like an idiot. I'm coming in real hot and sassy on this episode. So sleep, 7 hours minimum, 8 is better. We need that time for our body. And this is sleep. This is not time in bed. This is actually sleeping. I wear a Whoop tracker. I love my Whoop. I'll put the link for a free month in the bio, the show description. It doesn't have a watch face. You wear it on your wrist, but I'll be honest, it's super accurate. I love it. I may try the Oura ring, but you can't work out with it. So I'm like, well, what's the point? I don't want to keep taking it on and off. I will lose it. Like if anyone knows me, I just shattered my sunglasses the other day because they fell off my head. So I can't have nice things. So if I have to keep taking things on and off, I will lose it. I know myself. So the Whoop, I love. It literally stays on me at all times, but it tells me my sleep and it tells me my recovery. And that is what this is for and what I love. And most people do not give themselves enough sleep to adequately recover, reduce the stress, move out brain matter. If anything, if you're not even listening to this for recovery, I'm going to tell you, you know, in Alzheimer's that if you don't know, and you do know, now you know, Alzheimer's is obviously like a dementia, right? You lose your memory, you forget things. They're formed by amyloid plaques in the brain. So these heavy plaques in the brain. And did you know when you sleep at night and you sleep adequately, your brain gets flushed and removes some of the buildup of amyloid plaques. So if you don't sleep enough, they build up in your body, and this is helping form Alzheimer's. So if you don't want to lose your shit when you're older, get some sleep, bro. And it also helps you retain your short-term memory in the present moment as well. It stores them. It's the only time our body gets to adequately rest and recover. So make sure you're getting in sleep. If you do not get in enough sleep, cortisol shoots up, your hunger hormones are completely off, you're hungrier throughout the day, your cognitive judgment is off, so you'll eat more sweet-based, crappy things. I think there's actually been studies where people who sleep less than 6 hours a night actually have more weight gain than those who sleep more than 6 hours because of eating 300 more calories a day or something like that due to cravings and due to just being completely off. So sleep is super beneficial. And then last but not least, my favorite is agua. Drink your water. Water is your best friend. Water is amazing. The recommendations are half your body weight in ounces. I always say half your body weight in ounces plus 20 additional ounces because nobody's hydrated. Nobody is fully hydrated. Get that water in. And then you also want to pay attention to your pee color. Yeah, I want you to look in the toilet after you pee and tell me what color it is, because if it is dark yellow, we need more water. If it is clear, we need more electrolytes. So drinking a lot of water is also not super beneficial if you're not hydrated. So purified water, get rid of that shit. Start drinking spring water. Watch your electrolyte intake. If you notice your urine is clear, just crack some sea salt in your water, crack more salt over your food, take electrolyte packets like Drink Element like I do, or Liquid IV if you can handle the sugar in there as well. Hydration is really important, and it flushes out all the salt and sodium and alcohol and inflammation, so you'll feel better. You'll feel better. As an added bonus for number 7, for fat loss and weight loss, eat your damn vegetables. Eat veggies. Micronutrients are even more crucial to results when you are trying to lose weight and fat. And I know there's going to be some people on here who's like, I don't like vegetables. Is corn okay? Listen, corn is a vegetable, but green veggies are better. Corn is great for fiber and bulking up stool. So if you are constipated, corn can help. But I would like to see some green veggies in there. Part of my tips and tricks for veggies, because listen, I don't love all veggies. I've learned to eat them, even though I don't enjoy the taste. Like, let's be real. If you like, what tastes better, pizza or vegetables? Like, obviously you're going to use pizza, but you eat the veggies because you're an adult and you know you need them. I also eat everything in a bowl. So I'll mix vegetables with like rice and beef, and then maybe I'll use a sauce to hide it, right? So, or a salad. There we go. There's the greens, and you put dressing on it, and you put some other fun things in the salad. The first episode I ever recorded was Why Salad Rocks. And if you hate salad, listen to that episode, because we make salads way different here at TeamBDN, and they are awesome. They don't suck. So all of these little things will help you in your fat loss journey. All you need to do is master calorie deficit, micronutrients, sleep, stress, and movement. And you've got the freaking tools for life to be successful in your fat loss journey. You don't need to cut out shit. You don't need supplements. You don't need bull testicles. You don't need fad diets, Optevia. You don't need any of that stuff. You really don't. Just focus on your metabolism, focus on the small things, stay consistent on all of these, and you have mastered fat loss. Congratulations! Congratulations! Okay, that wraps up this week's episode of Health Unscripted with Dr. D. This one's actually been really fun. It was just on the tip of my tongue, the tip of my brain. Oop, I think my microphone went out for a second. So I don't know what just happened. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm going to post some links in the bio. Have happy holidays. I'll see you guys next week so we can keep rolling these things out. Find me on Instagram. If you listen to this, screenshot it, post it. I love to see who watches it. Tag me at dr.dwyer, so dr.dwyer. Tag me, guys. I don't care if you listen to this every week and tag me every week. I love it. I want to see you. I want to talk to you. Introduce yourself in my DMs. It is me. And I'll see you guys next week. Ciao.